There's Miss Molly. Good morning, everybody. Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is the 24th of March. It is Thursday, 2022. Hello, Miss Molly. All right. Well, we have, right now the sun's trying to get out here. And it doesn't look too bad right at the moment, but I think they're calling for rain this afternoon. So we shall see what happens with that. It's supposed to be almost 60 today, though, so that's not a bad thing. We will take that all day long. All right, let's get into this video. What ammo should you be stocking up on? And we're going to talk about a couple things with this, and so hopefully it will make sense to you guys. So different people have different things that they like to use. They have their favorites and all those type of things, okay? But we're going to talk about ammo that you should be stocking up on, because even if you don't have these weapons to use this ammunition, after a major thing goes down, there'll be plenty on the ground. So you will be able to acquire them. So that's something to think about. But if you have the ammo, it's going to give you an advantage, because I mean, obviously you should have the weapons as well. But once the ammunition runs out, and I've talked about this before, you have a club. You have a useless tool that is not good for anything, because if you don't have the ammo to utilize with the weapon, it's, like I said, it is absolutely useless. So first of all, before we get into what calibers you should be having, my rule of thumb, and this is what I tell everybody, and I repeat this all the time, per weapon that you own. So if you own a 22 long rifle, right, you should have a minimum of 2,000 rounds. Now, there is no maximum, so once you hit your 2,000 round target, you should continue to add on to your stash of ammunition, and there is no maximum. But the very minimum you should have is 2,000 rounds. And again, the reason for that is when you run out of ammunition, you're not going to have anything that's going to be worth anything. And believe me, 2,000 rounds of ammunition can go really, really quickly if you are not careful. So what should we be stocking up on? So we're going to start out with 22 long rifle. All right, 22 long rifle is still relatively cheap, so you can stock up on that, and you can get a lot of it for not a tremendous amount of money. Now the prices obviously have gone up, but I mean, I used to, when I was really getting into stocking up the 22 long rifle, you would go to the store and you could get the boxes of 550 count, and it was fairly cheap. And I don't remember exactly what it was anymore, because that was years ago. But you know, that's how I was always stocking up. And then it got really, really difficult for a while to get any 22 long rifle. I mean, it was like almost impossible to get it. And so if you were lucky, if you could pick up 100 rounds at a time, you know, for a while there. And I think it's getting it so where it's a little bit more prevalent. You're able to pick it up more. But so, you know, that's a good thing. But 22 long rifle is definitely one you should stock up on, because it can be used for small game, birds, you know, whatever you need to do as far as that goes, as far as hunting. And oh yeah, by the way, you can still take somebody out with a 22, okay? So it will still be fatal if, you know, used properly. The other thing is, most people have a 22. So if you have the ammo, you know, and if they have, you know, a 22, that can actually be bartered for, where you can get that 22 if you had to. Or again, like I said, when the time comes, there'll be plenty of them laying on the ground. So 22 long rifle is one you should absolutely stock up on big time. Like I said, again, it's relatively cheap, and so that's a good way to go. It's a good thing if you're starting out and you don't know what to get. Like I said, 22 long rifle is a really good option, cheap ammo. Next thing you should definitely have, most people have a shotgun, all right? What I, and there is all kinds of different shot that you can use. My preferences of choice are double-aught buckshot and slugs, because I'm not in my mind I'm not using, for the most part, that gun for hunting. That is for defense. So, you do not have to be super proficient with a 12 gauge if you're using double-aught buckshot. If you're using double-aught buckshot and you aim in the direction of the perpetrator, you're most likely going to hit them. Even, like I said, even with not being a great shot. Now the slugs, obviously, they can be used for deer hunting and stuff like that as well, for larger game. So that's, definitely will, needs to be done. But a lot of 12 gauges out there, so if you have the ammo, that's going to make a big difference that way as well. So 12 gauge ammo is something that you should definitely be stocked up on. Again, you can get birdshot and all that type of stuff as well, to be used for hunting, which is, an option. But like for me, thinking defense-wise, double-aught buck and slugs. Again, none of it's cheap anymore. It's gotten more expensive, but if you methodically build it up, before you know it, you'll have a pretty decent supply. Again, any weapon that I'm talking about in this video, guys, minimum of 2,000 rounds per weapon. Now, that doesn't mean you get 2,000 slugs and you get 2,000 double-aught buck. I mean, you can do it any way that you want to, as far as that goes. If you want to get birdshot and stuff like that as well, birdshot will still work as a really nice deterrent for somebody that's coming at you. And it's a universal sound with a 12 gauge. Once you rack that slide, people know what that shotgun sounds like, and that's just that sound alone is as a deterrent for a lot of people. So something to think about. The next thing I would say that you should definitely have would be 9mm. All police agencies, for the most part, most of their pistols are 9mm. There's a lot of that ammo available. 9mm. I like the 9mm myself. I think it's a decent pistol, but the ammo is going to be really prevalent. So that would be something that I would encourage people to have. Some of you are going to come on here and say, well, I like my 45, or I like this, or I like that, which is fine. You can have whatever specialty weapon that you want, but prevalent-wise, that 9mm ammo is going to be more prevalent. More people are going to have that than other people. So that's something to think about. Planning for, again. So when the time comes, there'll be plenty of them lying on the ground too. So if you collect them and you have that ammo, that's a good thing to have. Next thing would be 7.62 times 39. All right, which is that's a NATO round. It's a little tougher to get. It's getting harder to get, but it's a really good thing to have. A lot of people have them. They obviously use them for AK-47s and that type. It's a good combat weapon. It's just my opinion. But it's another round that is prevalent. There's a lot of it out there, and so definitely something that you should be taking advantage of and making sure that you have enough of that. So that would be something that I would recommend to people as well. The last round we're going to talk about. Everybody's got an AR-15, right? It's 223 rounds, or the NATO equivalent is 5.56. The rounds actually are quite similar, but here in the United States, the 223 round is really popular. It's probably the one round of ammunition that won't run out. You will see that everywhere. And like I said, again, with as many people having AR-15s as they do, there's a lot of ammo out there with that. So again, even if you don't have the money to go out and buy an AK-47 or an AR-15 or a 9mm or and those type of things, it is definitely a good thing to have that ammo. Again, just for the simple basic fact, when that time comes, there's going to be those weapons laying around. You're going to be able to acquire those weapons in a worst case scenario. And as long as you have the ammunition and you stockpile those 5 basic forms of ammunition, you should be in pretty good shape. Now, everybody has their specialty that they like, their unique weapon that takes a certain round. Those rounds are harder to get. Most likely, in an event, you're not going to see a lot of those rounds laying around, and so those are things to think about. Those are definitely things to think about. So just wanted to share this information with you. I definitely want to hear your feedback. Is there another round that you think that is important to have? What should you have? What should you be thinking about having for that time? If something happens, I'm just trying to think of ammo that is going to be more prevalent, that's going to be out there. Again, now, like say, if there is a situation where there's a firefight, and you've taken out whatever number of the enemy, most likely they're going to have those different kinds of ammunition on them as well. So, if you have those type of weapons, now you're going to have even more ammo for it in that type of situation. So something, like I said, again, to think about. I would love to hear your feedback on this topic. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I think it's important to talk about. You have to always be prepared as best that you possibly can. And defense is a huge part of that. And having the right kind of ammunition stockpiled is also really, really important. All right. Real quick, I want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community there, which is a resource that we have set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. It is free to join. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. Look how, she just blends right in there. It's so funny. No credit card information is asked, but once you're in, definitely check out the message boards and also the people in your state or your country to connect with like-minded people. Also on my website at preppernurse1.com, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. Again, if you go to my website, you will see their logo. You click on that, it will take you to their website. Once you are on their website, if you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, you can save yourself 15% on that purchase by using the discount code PrepperNurse1. I knew that was coming. I knew it was eventually she was going to go. Also, on my website, preppernurse1.com, if you go there, you'll click on store. It will drop down. You will see Legacy Foods. Click on that. It will take you to the store within the website. Freeze-dried food, 25-year shelf life, GMO-free. It is vegetarian. There are also beef and chicken options that can be purchased separately. Also, there's gluten-free options available as well. So definitely take advantage of that. Alright, so anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here for now. Just putting that information out there for you. I want to hear your feedback on this topic. I think it's important, that you should be prepared in every way, in every aspect that you possibly can be. Remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can figure that out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. If you stay positive and you stay away from the negativity, you're going to be just fine. All right? Don't listen to negative people telling you what you cannot accomplish. You can accomplish anything that you set your mind to as long as you make realistic expectations. Alright guys, I will see you all later. There will be another video going up at 7 tonight, so look for that then. I hope you have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.